Hello. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Freddie, and today I want to take some time to talk about a fairly debated topic, the drinking age in America. So to start things off with a little background info, the drinking age was set at 21 because of the National Minimum Drinking Age Act of 1984, which was spearheaded by an organization called Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or MAD for short. So at one point, the drinking age had been 18 in some states, and this did create a problem though because a term called blood borders happened. So that's when 18 to 20-year-olds or people under 21 drove across state lines to purchase or drink alcohol because in their state it was 21 and in the other states it was 18. So they would have longer trips back home, and that created a higher risk for danger. But keep in mind, this is back in the 1980s, and the drinking age was raised to 21 again in 1984. So this brings me to my first point, that one of the reasons, other than the raised drinking age, that fatal accidents caused by drunk driving have fallen is improvements in safety and technology. So I was watching a crash test comparison about on two cars, one from I'd say 1980s, older than that, and today, and the difference was astonishing. So the older car was completely totaled, the whole front was crushed, and anyone in the front seat would have died, most likely. And then when compared to the newer car, you see that the airbags in the actual car was much sturdier, and the passengers would have been injured, but chances are that they wouldn't have died. So that's why I think that the increase in use of safe seatbelts and airbags and just general technology in the cars is one of the leading factors of why fatal accidents have gone down. But with this in mind, I want to start talking about the rest of the world in comparison as well. So I was raised in Stockholm, Sweden, and I feel like I grew up with a different perspective on alcohol and just the general overall view of alcohol in Sweden and the rest of Europe and the rest of the world is a bit more lenient. So not only is drinking age 18 in most European countries, it's 16 in Germany. So if we look at it at a logical standpoint, there's really no need for a drinking age of 21 if these countries trust their citizens to drink responsibly. And I can personally attest to all this because I used to live in Sweden. I go back every summer, and I recently traveled through Europe, and everyone I met and had drinks with when I was 18, they were all very responsible about it and conscious. So this brings me to my second point about the issue, that drinking and the accidents caused by it don't have to do with how you mature in 3 years compared to 18 and 21, but the education on the subject. So like I said, I grew up in Sweden, and our culture doesn't look at it negatively, but it's just a regular beverage, and if done responsibly and in moderation, it's not a problem at all. I also want to take time to talk about how in this country I'm allowed to be legally licensed to kill other people overseas, and I can go kill and die for my country, but I can't have a certain kind of beverage. So where's the logic in that? To me, it doesn't make any sense, and this is one of the main reasons I think that the drinking age shouldn't be 21. Just to recap, I don't think that the age limit is solely responsible for reducing fatal accidents. I'm sure that it does have a factor in it, and that the organization MAD and everything therefore is a good organization. But I just feel like there's better ways to prevent drunk driving, just in general, having a harder driving test maybe, so not everyone can get a license. Because I know when I took it, it was the easiest thing I ever could have done. You barely need any knowledge to do it, and then also not just general education about alcohol and the effects, how much you should drink, being responsible, not demonizing alcohol before you're 21. And lastly, that if I'm allowed to go somewhere, or as long as it's for my country, I'm allowed to do these crimes that I would be punished for here. I just feel like if I'm allowed to do that at 18, I should be able to also drink at 18, because I feel like that's a much lesser. I'm not sure. It's just I could kill someone at 18. Of course, it's for my country. It's for to stop other people, ISIS, terrorists, whatever. But if I can do that, I don't see why I can't consume a certain beverage. And that's why I think the drinking age should not be 21 and it should be lowered. Thank you.